President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi emphasizes that growing regional and international crises demand decisive action. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli highlights the significance of participating in the BRICS summit. And a new Egyptian aid plane arrives at Rafik Hariri Airport in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. You're now watching the latest updates in Egypt on Qnews. Moving on for the latest developments. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has emphasized the growing regional and international crises that demand decisive action to ensure the effectiveness of the international system. He pointed out its evident shortcomings in addressing the humanitarian disaster unfolding in the Gaza Strip and the Israeli aggression in Lebanon. During the first general summit of the BRICS session of the BRICS summit, President al-Sisi underscored the significant importance of the BRICS group and its crucial role in shaping a more effective international system. He outlined Egypt's priorities in this context, emphasizing the need to enhance joint cooperation to develop innovative and effective financing mechanisms for development. These include strategies like debt swaps for climate initiatives, while also maximizing the potential of existing financing framework. This focus is particularly pressing given the development financing gap, which has risen to approximately $4 trillion in developing countries. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian have engaged in a discussion on regional developments, during which President al-Sisi emphasized the critical need to defuse tensions and avoid reckless escalation. During a meeting on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Kazan, President al-Sisi outlined Egypt's intensive efforts and diplomatic initiatives aimed at fostering calm and achieving a ceasefire in Gaza and Lebanon. He emphasized the necessity of mobilizing international support to encourage all parties to engage constructively with initiatives designed to restore peace in the region. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has highlighted the significance of participating in the BRICS summit, where President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi presented Egypt's vision and positions on various critical international and regional issues. During the weekly cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister emphasized the significance of BRICS in fostering economic and development cooperation among its member states. He noted that the group represents nearly half of the world's population and accounts for 20% of global trade. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration Badr Abdelati and his Brazilian counterpart have discussed opportunities to enhance trade exchange and investments between the two countries through cooperation frameworks provided by the BRICS group. On the sidelines of the summit held in Kazan, the two sides discussed developments in the Middle East and agreed on the danger of the region being dragged into war as a result of Israeli attacks, stressing the need for an immediate ceasefire and the provision of relief aid. Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati and his Russian counterpart have agreed on the need to stop the war in Gaza and Lebanon and to work to reach a political settlement that ensures regional stability through the establishment of a Palestinian state as a final solution to the conflict. On the sidelines of the BRICS summit held in Kazan, Abdelati reviewed Egypt's tireless efforts to reach an immediate and permanent ceasefire, release hostages, and allow the flow of humanitarian and relief aid. A new Egyptian aid plane has arrived at Rafik Hariri Airport in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. The plane, which is the third in the airlift operated by Egypt to Lebanon, carries 22 tons of medical and relief aid and is scheduled to return to Cairo from Beirut with 298 Egyptian citizens wishing to return home. Minister of Civil Aviation Sameh Al-Hifni pointed out the ministry's commitment to thorough coordination and effective communication with the relevant authorities to ensure the delivery with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs concerning the safe return of Egyptians to their homeland. Romanian Foreign Minister has stressed that Egypt is at the forefront of international efforts to contain the crisis in Gaza and to work on resolving it. He added that Egyptian diplomatic initiatives are helpful in mediating a temporary truce and facilitating the delivery of much-needed aid to the Strip. In an interview with the Middle East news agency, the Romanian Foreign Minister expressed hope that Egypt would due of its deep understanding of the region, its excellent diplomacy, and most importantly, its genuine desire to address the root cause of the conflict and achieve lasting peace. For further analysis on Egypt's participation in the first plenary session of the 16th BRICS Summit, we are joined from Cairo by Karim Ismail, the economic expert. Dr. Karim, welcome to Qnews. Thank you so much for joining us. First off, how would you describe Egypt's first participation in the BRICS Summit in Russia?
At the beginning, Egypt's participation
We have lost Dr. Karim due to a technical problem. Back to our bulletin. Ayman al-Khatib, the vice president of the Egyptian Drug Authority, has emphasized the importance of streamlining procedures for target export groups. He also highlighted the need to enhance Egypt's regional and global standing and to support the international companies operating in the country. He also stressed that the Egyptian state provides opportunities for all those who wish to manufacture medicine in Egypt and facilitates procedures to register innovative medicine. At the second edition of the International Conference on Population, Health and Human Development, Global Executive Director Rafael Cardona praised Egyptian efforts to localize the pharmaceutical industry. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has underlined the importance of taking necessary measures against any dereliction of duty by any official in addressing complaints filed by citizens. During the Premier's meeting with members of the Unified Government's complaints mechanism, the Prime Minister said there must be a time frame for addressing and responding to complaints and added that the complaints mechanism has become one of the most important means of communication with citizens. Minister of Health and Population Khalid Abdel Ghaffar has witnessed the signing of a cooperation agreement between the Ministry of Health and Population and Bayer International Pharmaceuticals Company to support the President's initiative for early detection and treatment of cancerous tumors, which bears the slogan 100 Million Health. Abdel Ghaffar stressed that this partnership comes within the framework of enhancing cooperation between the public and private sectors to support public health initiatives provided by the Ministry of Health and Population, which contributes to achieving common goals and societal priorities for sustainable development. He noted that this cooperation seeks to develop the health system and improve health indicators for citizens. Now we're back to Dr. Karim Ismail for further analysis on Egypt's participation in the 16th BRICS summit. First off, Dr. Karim, how would you describe Egypt's first participation in the BRICS summit in Russia?
Of course, Egypt's joining the BRICS is a very important step that has several benefits as follows. First, enhancing the economic relations, because joining BRICS opens doors for economic cooperation with countries like Russia, China, Brazil, India, South Africa, which are very important countries, which enables Egypt to attract foreign investments and increase the intra-trade among the BRICS member states. Second, the diversification of international partnerships helps in reducing reliance on Western partners and helps cooperation with countries with emerging economies. Third, increasing the political influence, because joining such a bloc grants Egypt a platform to enhance its participation in the international arena and participation in making the international decisions. It also supports the sustainable development. The President today talked about the projects of the renewable energy and the new energies. So Egypt can benefit from the successful experience of the member states in the sustainable development fields, including agriculture, energy, and infrastructure. Another thing is enhancing food security and energy. Cooperation with BRICS will contribute into improving food security by exchanging knowledge and technology and the transfer of experience on a wider scope. Another point is the improvement of Egypt's international image, because a country like Egypt joining BRICS makes Egypt very valuable in the world, especially for attracting FDIs in Egypt. Joining such blocs that are very esteemed enhances Egypt's image and its influence in the regional issues. Cooperation in several fields is another important thing, because Egypt can benefit from cooperation in fields like education, culture, and scientific research. The President al-sisi talked about industries, localization of industries, and technology transfer. So, generally, it's a strategic step that can enhance Egypt's political and economic power and enhances its existence in the regional and international arenas.
Now, Dr. Karim, sorry for interrupting you due to shortage of time, but President al-Sisi highlighted the role and the importance of the international community to handle crisis. How can the role of the BRICS summit, strengthen this?
Of course, it can strengthen this, because today we can see the geopolitical surrounding in our region. The one who has control now is the West and the United States, who has the keys of the political and geopolitical decisions in the region. Having such a very big bloc and that has influential countries like Russia and China will help in issuing collective resolutions from such a strong group like the BRICS, which will create balance in the world, because today the world is not having multilateralism, which affects the economic atmosphere.
That was Karim Ismail, the economic expert. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here's what we've been covering. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi emphasizes the growing regional and international crises demand decisive action. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli highlights the significance of participating in the BRICS summit. And a new Egyptian aid plane arrives at Rafiq Hariri Airport in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. This brings us to the end of our bulletin. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Qnews EG for the latest developments. Thank you so much for watching.